bumper breakfast. We're celebrating people this season. But as we do celebrate people, don't forget, Nigeria is still a work in progress. And I have Mr. Akin Fatunke right here with me this morning. Good morning. Good to have you here.
Good morning, Tomisin.
Are you feeling the chair? Are you feeling the chair?
Yes, I'm feeling, but it's more of heat than the
cold. And I have Mr. Jonathan Nwoke right here with me this morning as well. Good morning. Good to have you here.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, viewers over there.
Are you also feeling the chair? Or
Yeah,
you're feeling the cold?
I'm feeling the cold a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit of harmattan seems to be in the air, and quite a number of people are already thinking, the Murtala Muhammad International Airport was agog with activities yesterday. And if you take a look at the front page of the Punch newspaper, it shows you the Nigerians are still traveling despite COVID. Now, some of the stories on the front page of the papers today tells us about 12,547 patients are in isolation centers. COVID-19 cases have increased in Nigeria by 847.44%. Now, I begin. We are traveling. We're celebrating Christmas. Everyone across the world has been saying, have a much calmer Christmas celebration. Yeah. Netherlands actually placed restrictions, not more than, I think, 2 visitors this Christmas season. But the Yuletide here in Nigeria, people are traveling in droves. Have you seen the bus park?
Yes.
Or the situation on our roads?
Of course.
So what's up? What's happening?
Yeah, Nigerians have that penchant for celebrating Christmas and other festivities. So it's our tradition whenever there is a festival of this magnitude, Nigerians travel. So many people travel for different reasons. Some travel to see their loved ones, some travel for projects, some travel for different things that they want to do. So we're used to it. But my own apprehension is with this Omicron virus that is actually ravaging the whole world right now, we should be very mindful the way we mix up, the way we celebrate, so that we don't have a kind of explosion after the festivity. That is my concern. So Nigerians should be very careful while traveling, and they should be mindful of the virus and ensure that they don't get themselves exposed to the virus.
Which brings me to the idea of responsibility, Mr. Fatunke. As much as it's our tradition, our culture to, go home, we call it going home, travel to the village to celebrate Christmas or New Year, do you see it, especially when we're talking about the Omicron variant of COVID-19? Do you see this attitude as a responsible behavior from Nigerians?
Well, thank you very much, Tomisin. Culture, convention that has always lasted us, but a culture and convention that is not given to science, given to common sense, beats me. And you are talking about traveling. It's not just in traveling, even in the normal course of things, including our religiosity. Trooping to mosques and churches and shrines. You see, Nigerians is more like what the psychologists call an escape route, so to speak. But whose responsibility would that be? You are responsible for yourself. I'm not sure there are Nigerians who are not aware of the fact that, like Abacha called it, hospitals and clinics in large majority are consulting clinics. There are no drugs. Even those who rule us don't have that faith and belief in our Medicare. So, and they bolt abroad. Like we say in Ajegunle, we need to borrow our self-sense. The attitude, I like your word, the use of the word attitude. It's anathema for me to begin to describe myself as one lacking in some of the positive attitudes. I am not sure, and I know I can be cavilled for this. Some people may want to hang me for this. I don't think Nigerians have what I like to describe as the best positive attitude when it comes to obeying rules, regulations, and going along convention. They tell you clearly Why are you asking them to obey when the people that are supposed to be ruling them too are not obeying such rules? But your tents, O Israel, you are on your own. I know there is a belief that Omicron is not going to touch some people. Some people also believe that over their dead body, but it's better
The
for us
word
to
is
listen.
enough for the wise. And while we're talking about the Omicron variant of COVID-19, we're talking about the Christmas celebration, we're also talking about security. I'll take a look at the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning, and I'm going to draw out stories that has to do with this. In the midst of all of this, residents in Magodo are protesting over a planned demolition of their estates. Land grabbers, whatever it is that it is called, but they held CMD Road yesterday to a standstill. In the midst of all of that, 70 traders are feared to have been kidnapped on Kaduna Highway. I remember that yesterday Governor Nasir El-Rufai was saying that only a dead repentant bandit, only the dead bandit is repentant. As far as it's concerned, nothing more, nothing less. Kaduna is still in the wave. Security is still something that we are bothered about in Nigeria, and our people are on the road.
Again, dovetails to what I just mentioned. The blind can see, the lame can perceive, and the deaf can hear very loudly what we have in our environment. Yet, we keep on going towards our perdition. Okay, yes, religionists will say God will provide, but I think as a man of faith, I think God must be tired with our cacophonous that we have in Nigeria. We have people who are inured. They don't even feel. They don't feel. They are confused. They don't know what next to do. Moving towards Christmas, it is not a cause. More blood is most likely to flow. Not because I want it to flow, but my own psychosocial analysis tells me that in times past, that is what has always happened. And the environmental condition is not improved. And so if 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, it therefore means 4 plus 4 must be 8 in my own analysis.
In your own analysis.
I do not believe that I should not plant and I expect to reap. 70 people in Kaduna, those are the ones that are reported. All over the country, insecurity has not only enveloped us. Let's see what our Neros are doing. Fiddling, whether at the National Assembly, whether at the presidency, whether at the state levels, whether at local government levels, everybody's just doing their thing. And they've left it to shepherds to just continue to wonder. My advice will therefore be, 1, we do not have anything in place in large doses and quantities to give us guarantees that our lives are going to be safe during the Holy Tide. And so Jonathan is there. I must look out for him. He must look out for me. We must look out for you too. We must plan how we move. We must plan how we celebrate. The more you celebrate, you believe you celebrate, the more open you get your flanks into bandits and kidnappers coming after you. And once you are off, and the other thing that I'm hearing is that kidnappers are even in within. So those who you have used your money and your goodwill to help will be the ones that will show enemies the way to be able to catch you. So what does that tell you?
And what Nigerians usually say is God forbid. Let me look at this from another angle. One of the things that is enabling this traveling habit during this Christmas season is the fact that we have this penchant for going on extra holiday when we already have holiday. So I'm of the opinion that 25th is already a Saturday, 26th is already a Sunday. While I was growing up, that's the way Christmas is. On Monday you go back to school or you go back to work. But then Monday and Tuesday has been added to the holiday. So it means people can leave work from Friday and not come back until Wednesday morning, knowing fully well that there is another double holiday that would begin on Friday. Isn't the federal government one of the enablers of this? People say, religious people say, the other religion had it, so we too must have it. What do you think?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the government is part of the problems we're having in terms of these too many holidays, because they are the policymakers, they are the ones that declare the holidays. So in a sense, when we have a holiday for Christmas, which fell on Saturday, there is no need for extra days to be given, extra human powers to be, utilized in relaxation, while we have a lot of work to do. So Nigerians, the government at times do add to some of the problems we're having when it comes to issue of holidays. At times, the holiday will fall on Saturday. They will declare Monday public holiday. When it falls on Sunday, they will declare Monday public holiday. At times, they will declare 2 days. So to me, it's a waste of resources and time. And knowing fully well some of the challenges we're having, I'm more interested in this issue of security. Because you are giving people more time to stay at home, but you are not doing anything to secure their lives. So like most people that are traveling, those that are going on holiday to celebrate, we are celebrating in the midst of insecurity. We are celebrating in the midst of bloodletting. We are celebrating in the midst of lack of government will to deal with some of the issues that will give us joy, things that will give us happiness. We are celebrating. Like when you talk of celebration, we are celebrating how many people have the facilities, have the infrastructures to celebrate with. These are the areas government should look into. Not the number of days that people should spend at home, not number of human hours that will be wasted in this jamboree of giving extra days for holidays during Xmas and other festivals. It has been the way they have been doing things. It has been in our blood.
Must we continue?
We shouldn't. At least we should try as much as possible to address this issue. Move out of that particular way of doing things.
Well, Jonathan,
I'm coming, sir.
We must. My position is that the people that you are pointing out to have no clue and idea. Nigeria is underperforming. There is nothing that they have in store. I can tell you effectively, if you call it holiday or whatever it is for the next one month, they have nothing to show apart from the artisans that go on the road and help to add to our economy. If I am a policymaker, I don't have anything for you. I can't secure you. I don't give you water. I don't give you good roads. I better and then you are on strike. Many people are on strike. The economy is not growing. Nigeria is not working. So if you decide that you are going to give a month holiday, the rain will fall anyway, and then we'll be able to now get some agree. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to let you know that.
The area I'm talking about it's not a matter of the number of days we spend. It's the number of quality time we spend. What do we have? Do we have electricity for people to go home and relax? Do we have good roads? Do we have those things that will make life pleasurable to the people? These are things that government should focus on, not number of days you give to people. You give me holiday to stay at home, and I stay at home under heat. I stay at home. There is nothing to make me to be happy. So these are the areas our government should think out of the box. They should think out of the box and do something like a government, like a responsible and responsive government. But I so much, get disappointed when it comes to decisions they take without looking inward on the effect of those decisions on the people, on the masses, on those that they govern. So I believe they should look inward to find out ways of addressing the security challenges, the dimension or the multidimensional infrastructural lapses we have in Nigeria. They should look into those areas and address them, not number of days that they are given. That is my own take on that.
People who don't have a clue, you are asking them to look. Look at what? Even if they look, do they have anything to see?
But they have proposals.
For the past 1 year, all they are looking and looking. What has it?
No. But Mr. Fatunke, in the midst of all of this, the government, according to the front page of the Guardian newspaper, the government is unveiling a 5-year blueprint to refocus the economy.
Okay, the 5-year blueprint they developed before, the long-term plan that we developed before.
Yes.
What do you see? What do you see to plan for it?
Okay, so this one is the National Development Plan from 2021 to 2025.
I'm talking about national development plan that we've had even within this game that we are talking. And I'm telling you that I am not seeing, you see, the capacity to be able to effect those things are just not there.
So your problem
must we remain like
my
that?
My problem
is the capacity.
And capacity, the will to do what they say they are going to do, act it to the letter.
Yes.
Not later than when all this jamboree goes, you begin to see things being done in the reverse. You see examples not being given. I have seen it so many times in my lifetime. I'm not talking for myself. I am talking for the future of so many children that are coming here in droves that are not being planned for. What is planned that I see is me, my pocket, pependalism, whatever it is that I can get, take it out. Corruption is still very high. You are asking me to have hope. I've held hope, but I've seen blood. Yes. You've asked me to have faith. I have held on to faith, and I've seen very bad examples at all levels. As we speak, the development plan that you are talking about, even the nitty-gritty of you and I interacting in a democratic norm, so that one man, one vote can count. Do you see that in the horizon? You are facing the south, and you expect me to be saying that I'm
as
facing
we round
the
off this conversation, we have the budget being passed.
Okay.
We're looking forward to a new year. And I would like us to have this conversation again next week, because Mr. Fatunke is painting a rather bleak picture.
Yeah.
But we're looking into 2022
Yes.
in the midst of all of this. If you would be talking to this government in the last few days, what can they do differently?
Well, what government has to do differently, there are so many things they have to do differently, because we are in a very serious quagmire where nothing is working. So they need to do a lot. They have passed the budget. I look at Nigerian budget as audio budget. That is the way, permit me to use that word. I call it audio budget. Budget in paper, but in terms of the implementation of those of the tenets of that budget is zero. So we've been hearing of budgets year in, year out. How have these budgets translated into things that will make the masses happy, into things that will, give us quality education, into what will bring about a good roads, into what will bring about good health care, those things that the masses are looking onto from the government. How have these budgets that they have been passing year in, year out translate into all those things? Like when you talk of budget, a common man in the streets might not understand what you mean. But the government, year in, year out, they have budgets. So my question is, all these budgets we're having, how have they been implementing these budgets as to translate into